Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome. My name is Kitty. Again, if you hear a fan, it is hot. I tried to look cute for you guys, but it's still hot outside. It is blowing a little bit, but not enough because this needs to stay cool. It's too hot. It's too hot in here, you know what I mean? Yeah, just kidding. So in this video, I went live earlier today on my lunch break, and I talked about a time when this guy that I liked ended up hooking up with my friend. So if you guys are interested in hearing the story, please keep watching. So this story takes place when I was just turning 21. I wasn't living out here, but I was driving back and forth because I was going to school. And this one weekend I decided to go hit up Grams. One weekend I went back because I think I only had classes Monday through Thursday, so it had to be a Friday. I went back home that Thursday night, and Friday I hit up one of my friends and I was like, hey, let's go to Grams, let's go to a club, have you ever been there? And she was like, no. I was like, let's go. She was like, okay. So we ended up coming out this way. She was looking a little on the red side, you know, a little Johned out. So I wanted her to look nice because I wanted to look nice, you know. I want my girls that are with me to look nice, and so gave her something of mine to wear, and you know, she was pretty, you know. She just needed to dress up a little bit. So we were pre-gaming it, and we were already feeling good by the time we got there to Grams. If you guys don't know what Grams is, it's Grams Central Station. It's a club that used to be in Tempe. All the natives used to go there, and so we were walking in Grams, and I remember I saw this guy to my right, and he was standing there like on his phone, and he was with somebody, and I was like, that guy looks good, he's cute, you know. And I remember I walked up to him, and because I was feeling good, I had confidence, you know, I had a little liquid courage, and so I walked up to him and I was like, hey, what's your name? And he told me, and I was like, that's a cute name, I like it. And I was like, can I get your number? And he was like, yeah. So he gave me his number, and he was kind of looking at me like, damn, she came into me, and she, you know, she wanted to get my number. So he gave me his number, and we went into the dance area, and I was like, let's go hang out, you know. And so he started buying us drinks and stuff, and we're dancing and just having fun. We were supposed to go to a friend's house, a mutual friend's house. He is married, and his wife said to go ahead and, you know, we can sleep over because we're just gonna head back the next day. After the club was closing, the guy, I will name him Subway, he was like, are you guys gonna jump in with me, or are we gonna go on your ride, or are we gonna go separate? And me, I was like, I'm not gonna leave my car here. I was like, you follow us and we'll go have the after party or whatever. So this last turn off to go to our friend's house, I missed it, and it was right by Arizona Mills. So if you're familiar with like Tempe area, right before you get onto the Highway 60, it's Baseline. You get off on Baseline. We're supposed to get off on Baseline, and I totally missed that turn off. So we had to go all the way around the mall, and then get off on Priest, and then get back on Baseline, and then right there, right across the mall, there's a Circle K. Me, all drunk, all ready to party, all still trying to keep the party going. I stopped over there, one, because I had to go to the bathroom, and two, I was like, not even 2 yet. And so I was in there trying to buy some like beer and stuff, and the guy was like, no, it's already 2, I can't sell to you. And I was like, come on, like, I'll float you some you know, some funds, and just let me walk out with this. And he's like, I can't let you. So I was like, fine. And then on my way out, I noticed my friend wasn't sitting in the car, she was on the side, and some cops were talking to her, and I was like, damn. I didn't even walk to my car. I walked up to her, and the cops already knew, they already ran my license plate, and they were like, are you so-and-so? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, can you step over here? And I was like, for what? And they were like, we got a call that somebody was swerving on the road, and so have you been drinking? And I was like, dang, I already knew I was screwed. So I didn't even try to lie or anything, because they're gonna breathalyze you. The way the system is rigged is to where if you don't comply, you're gonna lose your license. If you comply, you're gonna get screwed for drinking and driving. Arizona law, if you guys don't know who don't live in Arizona, we're a zero tolerance state, meaning you can have a 0.01 blood alcohol content and you could still get a DUI. It's not like some states where I think it's like 0.08. Here it's 0.01 and a half. You will get in trouble, okay? I was like, I'm already screwed. So I started doing the field sobriety tests and breathalyzer, and I was passing them, and the cops were like, you're obviously smelling like liquor, you know, and you're obviously intoxicated. This isn't coming up right, so we're gonna have to take you down to the station and do the most accurate tests, which is like this big old machine. And I was like, dang. And my friend was hanging out with Subway. My friend will call her Flower. Flower was hanging out with Subway. I had no choice because I was getting arrested to go down to the station, and I had no choice but to tell Flower, go with Subway, go with my man. He's not even my man, but I was trying to make him be, you know. I liked him and I wanted him to myself, you know. So I had no choice but to say, go ahead, go with him. Can you drop her off, is what I said. And he was like, yeah. And so I went to the station, did my breathalyzer, and they're like, okay, we're gonna release you. And I was like, that's it? They're like, yeah, not unless you want to go to jail. I was like, no. They're like, okay, where is your friend? Because we're not dropping you off to your car. You better not drive your car. And I said, I won't. And they said, where's your friend? I was like, I don't even know the address. My friend that was with me is the one who knew where to go. And he was like, what's your friend's name? So I told him, and he looked it up in the system, and he was like, is this your friend? And you could see his driver's license. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, we can drop you off. And I was like, all right, officer. You cool. So they dropped me off. I think it was because I was being compliant, you know. I wasn't like getting mad or fighting or resisting or anything. I was chill. And so I got dropped off at my friend's house, hoping to see those two there. They weren't even there. And so my friend, we'll call him Squidward. I don't know why I thought of Squidward. Squidward was like, where's Flower? And I was like, I thought she got dropped off. And he was like, no, nobody's ever showed up. I was waiting up for you guys to open the door. And I was like, Flower never showed up? He's like, nope. And I was like, damn. So I started texting Flower, started texting Subway. They weren't answering. But I had Verizon, and you know, back in the day, Verizon, even on the flip phones, when you message somebody, you could see like the little check. So I knew they were getting it. I knew it was being delivered, and I was like, damn, these two. I was like, this bitch, really gonna do me like that? So I was like, man, there was nothing I could do. They weren't answering. I couldn't go get my car, so I had no choice but to fall asleep. So I fell asleep for a few hours, and then my friend woke me up, and he was like, I'm gonna take you to your car. And I was like, yeah. So he took me to my car, and on the way, he was like, what happened? And I told him, and he was just like, that look, he was just like, damn, it's kind of messed up, you know, like, because that was his friend too, and she was my friend. And then we have mutual friends, you know. I kept trying to get a hold of them. They weren't answering. He was trying to get a hold of her. She wasn't answering. And it was like, I don't know, it was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning or something. I didn't want to wait around. I had nowhere else to go. I didn't want to be, you know, a bother to my friend because he's married. He has his wife and children, and like, I didn't want to be, you know, all hungover hanging out there, you know. I was like, you know what, screw it. They're not even answering me. I was like, they want to do me like that? I was like, nah, she can find her own ride. Squidward can drive her home back to the res. Subway can drive her back. Obviously, he has a car. So I was like, fuck this. I was like, I ain't gonna wait around for her. I was like, fuck that bitch. So I left and I went home. I took a shower, you know, just kind of laying around, took a nap. And then finally, in the afternoon, she goes and texts me and is like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I end up here. I don't know what went on, what happened. And I was like, bitch, you know. And I was like, I left. I tried messaging you. You didn't answer. I left. I came back home. I was like, where are you at? She was like, oh, I'm over here at Subway's. We were waiting for you. Like, she was all trying to, like, still make it about me. I was like, bitch, whatever. She was like, well, I guess, Subway is going to take me back to San Carlos. I was like, well, I'm going to be in Globe pretty soon, so I can meet you guys in Globe. Because in the back of my mind, my dumbass was thinking like, oh, maybe they really didn't do nothing, you know, like, because I really liked that guy. I was like, maybe he didn't do nothing, you know. Kitty. And so I met them in Globe, and she got in my car, and I went to go into Subway's car to talk to him. And when I was talking to him, it was just obvious they hooked up, and I was just like, kind of mad, but I don't, like, at the same time, he's not my man. We just barely know each other, you know, like, I can't be mad, you know, because I got in trouble. It's my own fault, you know. And then obviously he was trying to get some booty too, so he went with her. And so I just couldn't be mad, you know. It's one of those things where it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't kind of thing. And so I didn't hold that against him. I remember when I got back in my car, I looked at her and she just had hickeys all over her, and I was like, this fucking bitch. I fucking picked you up. I treated you up. I gave you something nice to wear. I put you on the grams. I was buying you drinks, you know, like, I wanted him, and then you have to, you know, like, you could have got dropped off, you know, but nope, they ended up hooking up. After that, I kind of never really hung out with her. After that, when I moved out here, we started talking, Subway and I. We started dating. We dated for a little bit, but it was just kind of a man whore. He looks good, and he still looks good right now. He's just one of those guys that, a bachelor type, like, well, I don't even think he will ever get married kind of guy, and he knows he looks good, and he uses it to his advantage, and he was always trying to, like, get me jealous, and he was always bringing girls around, like, to the club and stuff, and I'm like, who's that, you know? And it was just stupid. It wasn't even worth it. Like, I didn't trust him at all. It was just one of those things where we tried to have a relationship, but it just didn't work, you know, because he's just a man whore. We still run into each other every now and then. To this day, he still tries to hit me up and stuff, but whenever I see him or whenever we run into each other, I always, like, tease him about Flower. I'm like, what about Flower? And he's all like, I saw her, I ran into her, and he was like, that's what you wanted, that's what you chose over me, you know. A few years later, after that incident had happened, he was telling me about that morning when they woke up. He was like, she drew on her eyebrows, like, she shaved her eyebrows completely off, and then she drew them on. And so I guess that morning when he woke up, she was like this, like, just covering her face, like, and he was like, what's up with this chick, you know? And she was like, can you take me to Walmart? She's like, and buy me some pencils. She's like, because I need to draw on my eyebrows. And he was like, okay. So he took her to, I think he went in there and bought those pencils for her. And then she was all drawing her eyebrows on. I just can only imagine, you know, like, waking up with no eyebrows, just how weird you would look, you know. But that's the story about the time this guy that I liked hooked up with my friend instead of me. And it was me trying to, you know, bag him, but it did not work out that way. So that is what happened. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.